Hey friends, this is Josh Hayward and welcome to another exciting edition of the Find Your Craft Show. We're on episode 95 now actually. We've got a very special beer for you this evening. We're going to be taking a look at Poke the Bear, the American Pale Ale from Revelry Brewing Company out of Charleston, South Carolina. And this is a very interesting beer. First of all, the can's pretty awesome and the name's pretty nice, Poke the Bear, if you've heard that phrase. This beer comes in at 5.5% ABV. This is Revelry's take on the classic pale ale style. The pale ale, sometimes it's lauded, sometimes people just trash it for, I don't know why. But a lot of people are like, oh, I'd rather have an IPA or I'd rather have a stout or whatever. A lot of times the pale ale does go overlooked. But I will say this, as of the last year or so, I've seen some amazing pale ales out on the market. Breweries are really making them their own, really getting creative with them, doing lots of amazing things with the pale ale. So I'm very excited for Poke the Bear from Revelry Brewing. Revelry's doing some amazing things down in Charleston, actually, the low country of South Carolina. That area, actually, that whole low country area, Charleston, Beaufort, Hilton Head, that area down that way is really blowing up as far as craft beer goes. There's just lots of great things going on down there, and it's just really, really great for the industry. And Revelry is kind of one of the ones that's leading the charge as far as that goes. So I'm going to give us a little pour, and we'll see what we've got. Poke the Bear. I had an old boss that used to say that. Don't poke the bear. Excellent. All right. All right, well, we got a beautiful beer here. I think I say that every time I take a look at a beer. I think all beers are beautiful in their own special way, just like people. I know that was kind of corny, but it is what it is. Hazy golden color here. Yeah, definitely hazy. I'm seeing a little bit of light through there. I can't see much through the glass, but a nice hazy golden, maybe even a little straw down towards the bottom of the glass there. Decent white head. I'd say about a centimeter kind of sitting there. And with little to no movement of that glass. I just poured it and it's sitting there pretty good. So it looks pretty solid. Little bit of a haze in there, not much. But yeah, very, very beautiful looking beer, what you would expect from a pale ale. So let's see what we've got on the nose. The big thing I'm getting here is a nice maltiness. It's a very pleasant maltiness, as you would expect with a pale ale. It's kind of, you can tell it's going to be a little, there's going to be a little bit of sweetness there. And I'm thinking some baked bread and maybe even some caramel type notes as far as the sweetness goes. And I'm also getting a little bit of a freshness in there from the hops. Not much though. For sure, it's very different from an IPA or these very, very hoppy beers that we're seeing out now, where you take a sniff of it and it's just hops all day long. You can definitely perceive the maltiness in this beer. So that's the first thing I'm noticing. Really looking forward to seeing how the hops and the malt kind of go together in this particular beer. So let's see what we've got. Cheers. Pretty good beer. Yeah, not a bad beer at all. The big thing I'm noticing about this beer, again, is the maltiness. It's very, very nice. More than a lot of times in a lot of these beer review videos, I oftentimes speak of the malt backbone. This is a malt backbone, but it's definitely meant to be kind of more on the forefront. It's a backbone, but you see and feel every bit of it. It is definitely there. It's a nice, pleasant sweetness. Again, kind of a baked bread, white bread, baked bread, maybe even some subtle sweet notes that could remind you of caramel in a way. Yeah, the maltiness is definitely there for sure. A very pleasant sweetness, and then you get a nice coupling of hops in there too. I would say, I remember from the can they say they used all the C hop varieties. So I'm thinking, Cascade, Centennial, maybe even some Citra. But yeah, I'm getting kind of a conglomeration of hop flavors there. Possibly some citrus notes in there for sure. Maybe even some um, maybe even a little bit of a grassy type hop flavor in there as well. Yeah, maybe even towards the grassy and herbal side. Again, I'm taking another sip just to try and get all those flavors in there. And as I take another sip, I'm kind of able to perceive some different things as well. But again, malt backbone, malt. The maltiness of this is on the forefront, and then there's a nice just marriage of hops in there. The I feel like, if you were to rate it, malt hops, I would say like 60-40, or maybe 65-35. Maltiness, with the grains used, and then the hops. It's not overly hoppy, but the hops are there. You can taste them. They're adding a nice complement to the beer. But again, the malts is kind of on the forefront here. So yeah, very good beer here from Revelry. I've got another one we'll be trying from Revelry here soon. One of their IPAs. So looking forward to that one too. So cheers to Revelry on a great pale ale, and to Poking the Bear. And thank you guys so much for following along. Cheers.